Mercedes-Benz, can you please buy me and my kids some groceries, please? Somebody stole my wallet and my keys the other day, and I've called every locksmith, at least 20 of them. Nobody can make the key but you guys. Nobody can make it. I take my car there, get it towed there. They charge me $815. $850. I didn't have it. I had to use a firm. I did not have it. Then I was told in 5 days I can come back and pick it up. It'll take about 5 days, and I have to pay another two something. I don't get it. I don't get it. I just need some groceries. Some groceries. I need some other things, but some groceries will work. I get $500 in food stamps, but guess what? That card was in my wallet. That car was in my wallet. So, yeah, I don't have it. I got my first ticket in about 13, 14 years not too long ago because my tag was expired because my check engine light on because I need a thermostat. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. I be in out this bitch putting regular gas in the car. I don't get it. I used to be financially okay. And now I'm separated, going through a divorce, raising these kids by myself. I just don't get it. And to wait 5 days, my daughter got to have surgery on Wednesday. My daughter got to have surgery on Wednesday. I don't know. I can't get another. I got to rent a car for 2 days to get the kids to school.
Oh my gosh, man.
I don't know what I'm gonna do, y'all. Please, Mercedes, just something, some groceries. Mercedes.
Y'all, there's more to unpack apparently with this. But do you see how the self-inflicted wounds just have a domino effect, one thing after the other? And I want to address this because what do you mean your keys and your wallet were stolen? That's a scenario where you need to tell us like how that happened. Because me personally, I don't believe that. Because you can already see a lot of disorganization with even within her story of what she's willing to disclose. She's got all these things going around, and from my experience, a lot of the ladies don't put their things in the same place every time. They don't. They just put their stuff anywhere. And so this is a common thing of misplacing keys and misplacing wallets. So I want to know if it got stolen, how did it get stolen? Because if I can't find my stuff, I know immediately where to go to. And if I go there, then I know it's stolen, but she just doesn't seem organized. Then she got a ticket as well. A ticket because she didn't take care of the maintenance on her car, which she says is because she don't got it. I guess, maybe. But again, from my experience, a lot of the ladies don't prioritize the maintenance on their car until they have to, i.e., it breaks down or they're forced legally, like it seems like she's going to have to be. But maybe she doesn't have it. And here could be the key reason why. Because, like she said, she has a Mercedes. See, again, a lot of the ladies like to get these vanity cars to be able to convey an image, but they're not thinking about the logistics and the maintenance that's going to come behind it. How are you on food stamps with a Mercedes-Benz? Let's just get into the rest of this. But if you all could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second, and it actually does help out more than you know. So let's get into the rest.
So, what kind of car should someone on food stamps have? What kind of car? Because this confuses me. So, because somebody got a Benz, life shouldn't life for them. They shouldn't lose their job or everything's supposed to be perfect because somebody got a Benz. Like, I'm confused by that. I keep telling people, Google my name so you can see what happened to me. You can Google my story and you will see what happened. I only originally went viral on TikTok for sharing my story. Well, I had one story before that, but did a story time, and TikTok followed me through my journey. Helped me for real get on the news, got me a hell of a fucking attorney, fucking on Roland Martin, sharing my story. I'm currently going through a whole lawsuit, so shit gonna work out for me. It just takes time. But again, the point is what type of car should someone with food stamps have? I'm supposed to be squeaking to social service in an '08 Malibu? Like what kind of shit is that? Like I'm just confused at what I'm supposed to be driving. Then they're like, you should sell it. I owe 1 year worth of payments. I had a 750 credit score. My car payment only $200 some a month. Uh, yeah, no. So I don't understand y'all. And the person I'm clapping cheeks with did give me money to buy groceries. He did.
What?
He also gave me the money to buy the part for my car. And I didn't deposit it. It was in my wallet. He like, did you have anything in your wallet? The money you gave me for the part for my car. The money you gave me for the part. So, that's on me. I should have deposited the money and ordered the part online like I should have, but instead I walked around with the money for like 2 weeks in my wallet. But yeah, I still need some help. Mercedes, like, damn, can you do the thermostat? Can you give me half my money back? I'm still really over here on the struggle bus.
Still,
So what?
didn't she say she was separated? She said she was separated, and now apparently there's a person she's clapping cheeks with who ended up giving her the money to be able to take some of the weight off her back. But listen, I'm gonna just say it just like this. I know she said she had a year left on the payments or whatever, and her payments is like two something, but it doesn't matter because how long have you been paying on it is what the question. Because low payments don't really mean anything. Because here's the thing: the fact that it's starting to break down could indicate that you've had it for a while. And nowadays they'll let you go do payment plans on a car like you can do on a mortgage. You can stretch your payments out 30 years on a car. So that really doesn't give us much insight. But here's what I really want to touch on because she's separated. And let's just think about this for a second, right? Sometimes what you see on the outside has no bearing on what's really going on. Let me explain. You see her, she looks put together, she looks fine, You see her hopping out the Benz like she's flexing her 750 credit score, which really doesn't mean nothing. That's just you can put more self-inflicted wounds on yourself and go buy another Benz that you can't afford. But ultimately what I'm saying is, fellas, you need to start looking a little bit deeper into the situation because you wouldn't see her and know that her life was so chaotic like this unless you actually ask questions and possibly even get verification. And ladies do it to us all the time. They like she's focused on credit, so she might ask you, "What's your credit like?" I think that fellas need to get a little bit more into the logistics of the lady situation and ask, "Shoot, do you have any student loans? Is your car paid off? What's the you need to understand the logistics of their situation because it's chaotic. And see, she has something called Affirm. They've got Affirm, they've got Klarna, and if you don't know what that is, that's basically something that allows you to finance things. So you remember she mentioned when she bought the keys to that car, when she ended up having to pay the $800, she didn't have the money and she didn't actually pay it. But you have good credit, so why didn't you pay for it on your credit card? Why did you pay for it with Affirm? Things aren't adding up. See, look, that's the commercial right there. Why? That's crazy. Now I'm starting to think I'm being watched. This algorithm stuff is crazy. But yeah, why didn't you pay for it on your credit card? Ultimately, why do you have these things to begin with? These things are predatory, in my opinion, and they're not going to really help you get in a stable place. But yeah, I mean, man, I tell you, man, this is just chaotic. And yeah, she needs some order.
So basically, what I'm getting from this is that as soon as I lost my job to something happening to me, I should have sold my car. I should have said, "Oh, life fucked up right now. Never get better. Let me sell my car." That's what I should have did. Or if you read my story, you see I fought for myself, and that I didn't think it was gonna take that long, but it did. However, I feel like I deserve more food stamps. I paid so much money to these people. I feel like I don't get enough. Like they took so much money from me. Honestly, I paid. I didn't get refunds. I owed them even with 3 dependents. So Miss me
Mm.
with that. You probably get refunds. I never did really. So yeah, no. But it was very humbling walking into the food stamp office with Balenciagas on. Very fucking humbling. Pulling up in the Benz
See?
with Balenciagas. That didn't sit right with me, but I had no choice. I had to do what I had to do. Plus, they owe me. I pay these motherfuckers. They took a lot of money from me. But to sell my car, what's the reason for you want me to settle for less? Downgrade. You should not have. You should not have. Why? That's wrong. That's what's wrong with people now. Why are you telling me to settle and go backwards? Encourage me. Look, you got your life back, girl. Fight for it. You got this. Nah, get rid of the shit. Get rid of anything nice you got since you can't afford it. Oh, I'm gonna be able to afford it and a lot more. A lot more. Obviously, you didn't read what happened, but I'm gonna get a lot more. And even if I don't mind fucking working, I started off sleeping on floors. I don't give a baby. I'm gonna work hard for everything I got. You want me to get rid of car? I'm not. I'm sorry. You were never encouraged to have better in life. I believe in working your ass. I'm working my ass off to have what I want in life. I've always been that way. Always been that way. You want me to sell my refrigerator too? I paid 2 bands for it. I paid 2 bands for it. Damn, should I go take the stamps out my kids' passports too? Should I sell their passports? Taking them to Europe, Mexico, I should sell their passports too. Cause you want to buy my kids' passport? They got stamps in them. Do you have stamps in yours? Get the fuck on, man. So
Let them talk long enough. Let them talk long enough. So now we see how we ended up in this situation. And see, I don't usually go back and look at all the other stuff on people's profile, but they just can't help but to expose it sometimes. Because what did she say? It was two main things that I caught in there. Two main things. The most obvious and first one was the Balenciaga thing, going into the food stamp office with the Balenciagas on. But then, and the fridge, of course. But then the main thing, she mentioned she has 3 kids who are dependents, who she's able to claim on her taxes. And she hasn't got a tax return in years. So what does that indicate? That indicates she was making a lot of money. She was making a lot of money to the point to where she wasn't getting tax refunds. So how we tie these together and connect the dots? She has the Balenciaga, she's got the Mercedes, she's got the lifestyle. She was taking all these trips. And this is what happens a lot of times. When she was up, she wasn't putting something away for a rainy day. And she thought that she was just going to be earning like that forever. And so now you can't even pay to get your key replaced without having to go on Klarna or a firm in order to handle it. I'm just going to say it. Women are the biggest consumers. They just can't help it for some reason. And this is what it ultimately comes back to, because life is going to have peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys. But apparently, she's not hedging for that or hedging against that. And she just thinks she's going to be at the pinnacle forever. And then see, now she's in this situation, she's in this circumstance, and she's still saying, I'm still going to live like this. I'm still going to live this lifestyle. And she's not able to dial it back because she's already experienced it and she's become accustomed to it. And so now, even when everything in her environment and her circumstance is telling her that, listen, you need to dial this back, you're going to have to make some cuts, you're going to have to make some adjustments, she's still not willing to do it. She's not agile and she's not willing to adjust based on the situation, as well as even though she has kids. And so, what is things going to do? Things are just going to get progressively worse. She's not willing to sell her car that she can't even afford to do the maintenance on, to keep up on, and that she's getting tickets every other week for, when you just need to really just sell it, honestly, and get something that you can afford the maintenance moving forward. We got one more.
So when I originally made that post, I was not expecting as much backlash as I got. I was literally sending a message to Mercedes, but the way people like talk or whatever I was not expecting that. Like y'all got to think people unalive themselves on this app, but my followers who've been here and watched me go through my journey, they didn't talk me out of it. They didn't see me bottom, like they didn't see me at the bottom and taught me how to doing something to myself. So Just be mindful of that. But I just expect to be judged by so many people just because I lost my job and lost everything. Um, yeah, I didn't expect that. Y'all are mean. But I do appreciate people who started donating to me again. I didn't ask for it. I sent a message to Mercedes, so I didn't ask for it. However, I did take an $11 an hour pay cut. I had to take the first job I could once, you know what I'm saying, everything was cleared up. I was so far behind. And again, it's $11 an hour pay cut. But I'm out here trying my fucking best. Been working like I was working 70 hours a week. 70 hours a week when I could. But yeah. Whew. Y'all are not nice people. Y'all are not nice. So when I originally made that,
So look, the other videos we were reviewing was her basically retorting the comments of, I can't really remember, but I think it was just people giving advice, like saying they might not have said it how she wanted them to say it, but basically like sell your car. Why do you have this on that? And you remember she was responding, and you couldn't tell her nothing. You couldn't tell her nothing, and she was basically like fighting against it. But now we end up here to where you're able to like transition into the victim, and I don't really like that because your demeanor wasn't that before, as well as nobody told you to come online. Listen, it's always going to come back to that. Nobody told you to come online with the disposition that you had before. And if it's that bad, just get off. I would say that you really need to get off. That's what I was thinking when I was watching all this stuff. Like, why are you even on here talking about this? Nobody needs to know your business. You don't need to be flexing your Balenciaga shoes and your $2,000 fridge. What do you think is going to be the response after you do that? You can't be that clueless, in my opinion, especially if you are a professional, like it seems like she possibly could be. But I'll say this in closing: she might not have been making as much money as she thinks she was, because I'm gonna be honest, professionals who are really like making a lot, like how she was claiming and acting like she could put passport stamps and she got a Mercedes and all this type of stuff. I don't know if like they're counting their hourly rate like that. Like, I just lost $10. I took a $10 an hour pay cut. I don't know if they look at things that granular. I think they look more so on the scope of their entire, you know, annual salary. So that was a little, that caught me off guard. That she's like still focused on the hourly aspect of things. But yeah, we'll leave it there. If you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second, and it actually does help out tremendously. And also, if you could hype the video, hype is a new feature that YouTube offers, where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And the more you hype, the more it actually pushes us, to the extent that it pushes the larger content creators. So if you could do that, I greatly appreciate it. You just press the hype button and it shows the points. And because I am a smaller content creator, we actually get more points based off your hype. And then also Patreon's link below if you want to see self-improvement content, if you're into that type of thing. But until then, I'll catch you in the next video.